Oi, you crew of ugly gits. Welcome back to another Grom de Ponch's Immense Mortal Empires cinematic campaign. Yes, the title is as immense as Grom's great gut that we all look up to. I mean, I actually really do look up to him. I look up to a goblin who really doesn't care what he eats. You know, we live in a world where I constantly have to be made to feel guilty about eating too much or eating healthy. And Grom just throws all of those things out. He's an idol that we can all look up to in that respect. He lives that life that we just wish we could. Anyway, welcome back to the Grom the Ponch campaign. You all have a whole bunch of suggestions for us that I absolutely love. And there was a ton of suggestions in the comments last time, and I have to say thank you. Again, please keep the comments coming. It helps me spice up this campaign with a little bit of something special. Straight from you all who are watching it. So I think we should start things off first of all with the recap of kills thus far in the campaign, brought to us by OK Riley. Grom and the gang's kills. Here we go. Paravan, 2,934 kills. Wissenland, 4,834 kills. Kothik, 1,150. Greenskin Rebels, 1,913. Beastmen, 714. Torgavon, 3448. Talzin, 4948. Widrioth, 2070. Safari, 1475. Clan Angren lost a massive 4,389 stunties. Karak Norn with a loss of 3,137 stunties. Tylea losing 3,832 filthy humies, but no one topping Karl the Curly Fries Franz. Yes, that was a suggestion for one of my viewers. And he has racked up an enormous 12,451 losses. And then we have Karaza Karak, a newcomer, but getting beaten on quickly with 4,682. So Grom is laying an immense beating on multiple factions. There were multiple comments also about what you all wanted for the next army. Some of these comments pleased Grom a lot, because one of them suggested basically that Grom's so immense, why just have one army when you can have two? That's an excellent point. We should just raid and scrap everything from these humies and make two armies. But for the first of those two armies, I think we're going to do one that's speed-focused. Squigs, boars, spiders, black orcs. Well, the black orcs won't be the fast part of it, right? But they're there for the Krumpin, and the other stuff there is for the speed, and they can help assist Grom when he eventually lands in Ulthuan. So I do agree with that. And then also, fortunately for me, Al the Mullifar is trying to correct Air because Air does not know how to cook. And Grom is definitely going to crump me over the head with a piece of meat, or possibly this gobbo leg. When cooking for the hag and she wants a specific ingredient, so like let's say that she wants this goldfish, we've got to put it in the main ingredient, not the side ingredient for extra flavor, okay? So Air needs to get his cooking crap straight and get it right. But hopefully y'all are enjoying this new trophy we got. Also, there were several suggestions you all gave me about names. There were some really good name suggestions for Fort Saul. We had More Salt, which actually kind of fits with Grom and Air. And I'm very tempted to take that one, but I also really got a good laugh out of Night Soil, you know, for being kind of a defecation-themed joke, which you all know that I'm a fairly big fan of for whatever disgusting reason that is. And so we're going to name it Night Soil, because surely the people who used to hold on to it crapped their pants while being attacked by Scrappiest to Spider Git. But in any case, yeah, hopefully you all like that. Also, we've been told that Nuln is going to be renamed to Boom Boom Burger, which I also like because it's signatory of the fact that we made hamburger out of all of them. And of course, Kemperbad is going to be Kemper Battered. We did have a special request on Karak Hearn, if I take it, which let me get down to that one real quick. The suggestion for Karak Hearn. We renamed the Arachnarok Queen too. I'll show you all the names here in just a minute. But the suggestion for Karak Hearn was that it be named Kenturkied Hammed Dawi. It is a mouthful, but I liked that as well. So we have a few good suggestions for the cities that we've taken and will take. As you see me take them, please continue to give suggestions. Now, as far as a few unit names that we need to throw in from last time, we've got the Humie Butchers here that I named per one comment. We've also got De Guts Snack Van, which was a request. And then the Arachnarok Queen is now the Snacknarok Queen, which is obviously a lot more appropriate. A lot more appropriate for Grom. In any case, we also had the suggestion Fort Snot for Fort Snall, which is actually pretty good and very appropriate for the goblins, but again, we just had so many I couldn't use them all. So if we retake another fort, maybe it should be Fort Snot. So, you know, we got lots of options here. Thank you for all the input. Let's get into some killing and some proper scrapping and fighting, especially since all of our armies is getting a 20 charge bonus and then an extra 6 obedience to everywhere, like the Reekland, which just makes them love their new master. And, I mean, who can blame them? It's easy to love Grom. He's so immense, how can you do anything but love him? I mean,
Those gates will be open, you'll see.
I hope those gates is open. Alright, so we're just going to take Grom to Paunch here. And I'm going to swing around this way towards Islehart, which I'm sure many of you might suggest Islefart. You know, with the different spelling, like I-L-L fart. Islefart, you know, like it's a threat from Grom. We also got Nuln here, which could be a bit of a threat to Mork's Manor and other places, so we'll have to get rid of them. And let's see, Scrapius is busy paying back the dwarves for all of their malfeasance in the last episode. And so I do believe we're going to get down here and pay them a visit. And if by pay them a visit, I mean pay them a deadly visit. I'm just going to raise this settlement because we can probably try and give that to old Shark Leg. Salty McShark Leg. There we go. So let's just raise or loot this settlement. Sorry, sack it. And then raise it. Oh, we gotta wait to raise it. Whatever. So, well, at least we sacked it. And we'll just go into a raiding camp to take some more money from these stunty filth. Because the boss needs all this money for the new army. Which, speaking of, let's start recruiting the new army. I think we should put it here. Because the High Elves may try to come stab us in the back as they're jealous of my ever-growing power. So we need to pick a lord for this. Now, I'm thinking since we're going to have a fast army with boars and other fast-moving things, we should get an orc war boss. And then we'll start from there. And this one right here, that's a pretty good one here. So it puts the passive ability Frenzy on him. Extra melee defense and armor is always nice, but Frenzy's a pretty nice one. Let's go with Gormog Spitebacker. You guys will obviously need to give him a better name. Oh wait, Workshop Boys. We got Oglok the Orrible. Yeah, and he needs a better name too, but we're gonna get this guy. So he gets extra melee attack for Orc Boys. Savage, okay. Orc Boar Boys, excellent. And then we get extra armor for them and speed, so this is perfect. We just need you to give this guy a better name, okay? He needs a better name. This one is highly lacking. Well, he definitely needs a war boar if he's going to be in this army. We're going to do this inspiring presence. And there's got to be one of these that's good for the boar boys. Riders. There we go. So all of our melee cavalry, squig herds, boars, all that stuff getting extra speed and charge bonus, which will be considerably high now. Considerably high indeed. We're going to need something that buffs up the black orcs. Trolls, giants, rollgun, artist nails, savage orc, gobos, night gobos, death from above. Hang on, which one of these? The boys, orc air boys. Oh, okay. So missile strength for orc air boys, weapon strength for all orc infantry, and melee attack. Excellent. This is what we want here. We want the boys. Let's max that out. We can then get back here, and then we won't use it right away. So I'm not going to put those points there at the moment. But eventually we'll want Ard lads and probably savage rock lobber. This is for all orc units, so that should help our boars. And then this one would do good for squig herds, so we'll figure those out when we get there. Let's take these last couple points for now, and maybe put 1 point onto here for extra movement. And it probably wouldn't hurt to get Iron Hard and Lightning Strike. So for the time being, from sacking, looting, let's increase his sacking and raiding in order to get over to Iron Hard and then Lightning Strike. So let's put him in massive gut, and he's gonna need some heroes. Oh, feral hydras. Oh yes, 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 excellent. We've got all kinds of good stuff we can put into his army. Apparently, I like this. So let's first get some heroes who can help to serve him. We don't have a man. I just like these river troll hags so much. I'm probably not going to get a shaman. I don't have any orc shamans yet. He actually goes on a boar too, and so as much as I like the hags, actually this makes sense to get the dude on the boar. Extra melee attack and leadership for the whole army. Let's do that. And this guy's gonna need a name as well. And then I feel like that if we have room for it, I also want one more Black Orc Big Boss to go in this army, because they can also get mounted. Weapon base. Damage, discipline, yeah, another, well, I don't know if the leadership trait can overlap. This guy, but he takes away obedience in the local settlement, which kind of stinks. But that base weapon damage going up by 35, yeah, we're taking it. Alright, so I'll help you, I'll need your help in renaming all these characters. He can get a war boar at 11, so we're still short of that. Gaze of Mork. Power of Dewa. Brain Bursta can be pretty good. And let's see. Let's actually upgrade Brain Bursta. And that'll be a good start there. Let's get the recruiting going. Did I even put a boar? I don't even know if we can recruit boars here. No, they'd be coming from another settlement. Tittlemunch's lair. Nope. Or are they down here at DePonch's peasant pot? No, 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 no. We don't have a boar. I can fix that real quick. I'm not sure why we haven't built this up yet either, so we're going to have to build that to get black orcs.
Start the war!
So there's not actually a whole lot I can recruit here to begin with. Well, yeah, there is. It says local we can get black orcs. I thought we had to have that, so I guess we can get in our black orcs from another source here. Oh, I was looking at a different settlement. I wasn't even looking at Massive Gut. How did I... I'm so confused now. I wasn't even looking at the right settlement, folks. I don't think we need this growth and casualty replenishment anymore, so we could tear that down and put a boar rider thing there, which means we may not need the boar sty here. What we may need instead is a squig cage. Of course, the squig cage could go at the Pontius peasant pot, but I will leave the one here to give us the extra growth and replenishment in case the pointy ears drop by for a visit. And let's build our shamanic teepee so that we can recruit more rogue idols as necessary as well. So I think that takes care of a few important points. We'll finish this up next time. We got to get the bride, or the Bride of the Gut leveled up here. She's probably due for bag battering. I think that'll be, yeah, bag battering will be appropriate at the moment until we can get immortality. Porco looks like he can level up as well. We've got him good at damaging walls, assassinating. Might as well level up his scavenging ability too. At some point he may reside in an army. I'm going to sit here and continue to try and level up against Nuln. And it looks like we've got some more big thinking to consider. And I think we should do boar riding because we need to unlock the scrap for all those units that we're about to be using. And then looks like we have some leftover teeth, but I'm going to save these teeth for the recruiting that is soon to come. So let's leave it at that for now. Unless there's just something else terribly critical we see, which I don't think so. And end a turn. Also, one other thing that I need you gets to be considering is where we're going to WA next. We definitely need to consider where the WA is going to strike. What is this beastman hanging out in my territory? That might be a good first challenge for our new lord. We have to get him over there and take care of that. We can't be having that. Successfully blocked the army there. Let's put a skill point into that. And as for Grom, he's ready to destroy Islefart. Let's just see if we can take the walls out of commission first. Excellent. Excellent work, Porco.
Under Grom's wheels.
Ludwig Floss? I mean, his last name should be Floss, because we're definitely going to be using him for Floss by the time we're done with this.
Conquer these geeks. Get up, boys.
Well, good old
Snatch up the
Islefart.
best stuff.
Probably needs a good sacking.
Don't
yeah,
wanna see nothing left.
I definitely feel like it needs a good sacking.
That geek's dead.
And then we'll take it.
Pulse.
I mean, that's the proper way to cleanse something for the paunch, is to give it a good sacking. And then we can properly occupy it with our immensity. Got to clear all the old stuff out to even make enough room for Grom's immensity to, you know, come into play, right? So, I mean, it takes a great deal of room for Grom to fit somewhere. So, I mean, sacking is really the only thing that makes sense at that point. All right, looks like old Patchy the Salty Stabba here. Just go ahead and start. Let's start putting Scavenge on him because he's in an army. That would make the most sense for him, I think, in terms of being useful to his immense boss. Need to grow up everything here into Reekland. Get max growth. And we're not just talking about the growths on Grom's back at that point either.
Who should we say? Oh, yeah.
Let's go ahead and raise this settlement
Can you say something?
now that we've given it a good sacking. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the next. Go ahead and do some, we won't get any income for it, but we can replenish, and we'll take Scrappius here and just keep kind of raiding our way through. Oh boy, he's getting so close to being the actual Spida Git, and I'm extremely excited about that. It's going to be very, very good for him. Let's finish up all of his sneaky magics, and then we'll worry about the other skills with him. We do have Arcane Conduit, Bag Battering. Let's open up Fate of Buna here on the Bride of the Gut, and then as far as Arded Face Basha, we should definitely give him Scarred Veteran, keep him alive longer. I mean, he looks like a Scarred Veteran. We've got a fair bit of scrap, which means that we could upgrade some more units with said scrap. There is a Demulcha who could use a good upgrading. We could give him Jagged Weapons. Oh, gosh. Reinforced Weapons is just gruesome. There's no reason for Jagged Weapons per se. He's already got a bonus versus infantry, and I just want to increase his weapon strength and make it even more ludicrous. Let's reinforce the weapons of Demulcha. And yeah, 895 weapon strength. We're getting close, getting about to where he needs to be. Got some scrap upgrades here. We got Liquor Flask, or just reinforced weapons. Reinforced weapons, of course. All right. We'll wait till we get some more scrap, do some more work. It never hurts to keep some around in case Air has to try his hand at cooking again, which we very well could. Let's get our characters into these, into their new home here. And let's see, a Massive Gut. We can go ahead and recruit Black Orcs, which I should have already started doing. I don't know what I was thinking there. We're definitely going to need a line of Black Orcs in this army to do the infantry Krumpin, and then we'll put in all the speedier elements as soon as our boar building is ready to go, which shouldn't take too long to get that built. And I think we got the squig building coming along. Yeah, we got everything we need up and coming here. So let's see, the Reekland is being taken care of properly. Fort Saul's being fixed back up. The Stunty Food Bank. It might make sense to go ahead and build up here so that we can defend this against any re-incursions. I forgot, we've got to retake Stunty Takeout. So actually, I'm going to go do that real quick. I don't want that to fall into the hands of old Salty Shark Legs here. That's our settlement, not hers. Not hers at all. Now, speaking of scrap, the only stuff we have left requires scrap. So we best to do this boar painting. And then we can issue a commandment here into Reekland, bragging about the boss. Give it ear, or Camp Ruckus. Definitely Camp Ruckus for now. But we do like bragging about the boss.
You for greatness.
Shut up, Crow Boy. You're going in the cauldron soon. Alright, let's see here. We did get a bunch of teeth, which is always acceptable. But we don't need any lip from Mr. Chaos Crow. In fact, he needs to keep his lips shut if he knows what's good for him. Looks like the Empire thinks they're going to come in and take over to Reekland, and I just don't see that to be true. They sailing forces around, they're marshaling forces. I don't think so. Just don't think so. We might need to do some stabbing here. There's all kinds of characters around. I don't know that we have the appropriate level for properly stabbing all these Empire characters. Porco might.
I'll take him out, boss.
There we go. That's my kind of stabbing right there. Excellent work, Porco. You are a true stab and get. And he's now an immortal true stab and get. Fantastic.
You're the boss.
Keep blocking this army. We need to work on assassinate with Gazpacho here. Let's go retake Stunty Takeout, shall we? Yes, we shall. There we go. So we'll get down to Stunty Takeout and build it proper. Give it the proper treatment it deserves. Right, a massive gut we still building and still recruiting. I don't know if this is actually the building we needed here, but whatever. We're gonna go ahead and build it. That way we got a couple of settlements over there where we can do the proper recruiting. Carrot crumped. I'm gonna sit on some gold again for just a little while. This is gonna take up a lot of our scrap, but let's go ahead and just finish up all of our big thinking here. This is gonna unlock scrap upgrades, but it's gonna increase melee attack for all orc units, which also helps that army we have to be more efficient in its crumping. Oh yeah, he comes to Isle Fart whenever the Great Grom's not here. It makes a lot of sense. He's all big and tough. Yeah, sure, Balthasar. I think this is funny. The Empire has to bring 2 armies, including their already disgraced Emperor Curly Fries here, to try and stop Grom's immense Wa. And the funniest part is that they're still not going to stop Grom's immense Wa. They're going to take an absolute shellacking beatdown, which Grom is very pleased to give them. It just helps keep his boys, honed in on all the stabbing and the crumping that they have to keep up with. And it's a lot. It's a lot of work. So let's get into a normal stance here and give old Curly Fries Franz a proper beatdown here. We can use Lightning Strike and separate them. But there's really just no need. We can crump these guys any day, any time, so I'm going to let them come 2 against 1, and we'll still show them how bad they're going to get crumped. You know what? I'm just going to put these guys under AI control as well, because, whatever. Why not? Well, Emil von Corden was certain that he had deployed properly. I mean, placing his horse straight in front of a large caliber firearm. So he's already a genius. I mean, just genius. Look at this guy. I mean, this is what the Empire has left to send against us. Anyway, on top of not knowing to deploy himself in front of a large weapon, he also deployed himself in such a manner as to leave Karl Franz completely exposed to the whole of Grom's Wa. And Grom was pretty happy about this. Karl himself flies in and is suddenly pounced upon by goblin archers, mithered, slowed, and then also hit by Patchy the Salty Stabba. And he takes just an absolute hail of arrows before he even drops to the ground, where Grom will summarily execute him with his axe without little issue. And that leaves Grom's actually fairly sizable army completely at the mercy of my Gobbo troops. You can see their Emperor slain in the first few seconds of combat. He's such a little care for Grom. We've got Blacktooth's Revenge and Demolcha. And all the while, Emil over there deployed on the wrong side of the map, while this is what happens to those who he left out on their own. So, I mean, he could try to keep his distance, just for whatever good it's going to do him. See all that harpy teeth ammunition here coming in? And the great steam tank. None of it can stop Grom. Even his pull-through knights over here that were trying their shenanigans end up getting trapped by stone trolls and Grom himself. the rocket batteries are going to be shut down by my machine gun type DACA archers. Even the tank is fleeing. And you can't really blame them. These poor Humies. I mean, not much of a chance for them here. And the odds are stacked heavily against them. That's a lot of errors. There's some other big boys that don't much appreciate this tank rolling through their territory. Kind of missed that body slam, but he landed that one. Nice. So Emil, quickly trying to react, brings his forces over, finds himself engaged too early with a horde of boys that's reinforcing from the settlement. And they're also under some DACA fire here, despite these being the Sons Abroad Pistoliers. They are indeed a long way from home, and they might want to be careful, as Defishy Tittlemuncha unleashes a purple sunburn once again upon the Humies. The rest of my forces have regrouped, and Grom himself is swinging around the lines and preparing to smash into the back of the humans. And that is a smashing they won't soon forget. It's a lot of momentum. It's like being run over by a mountain. Here he comes. So you can see the Humies here, led by Emil and Karl, just going to be adding to the kill tally and helping Grom with his continued Pokemon-type collection of all the legendary Lord traits, as this Empire army is pretty much finished. We even have the Mulcha that was throwing some rocks before Patchy got back there to stab their cannons, and that's the end. Well, they're 2 armies, Grom's 1. I think we know how that all, shakes out.
Good eating on them.
It is gonna be good eating. Some curly fries from Franz. Excellent. Excellent. We finished looking at Evi clubs. We've got some scrap from all the fighting. This is exactly what we need. Plenty of fighting.
Mork says what?
Mork says what? Is that a witch hunter standing on the... That is a witch hunter standing on the back of a horse.
I will not obey.
Am I missing something? Can witch hunters stand on the back of a horse? I don't know what this debauchery is, but
Stab!
we'll try and stab it. It is pretty strange.
From the pole.
Pretty really strange. Let's go down here to Humi Pate.
See to Grom's
Ensure that old Gunter Aglim doesn't decide to make a move before he's ready, and then Gelt is going to need some repayment for his unwillingness to place himself on the dinner table and put an apple in his mouth. Let's put it that way. I mean, that's what is expected of him at this point. And I'm a little frustrated that he just doesn't seem to get the hint about how to prepare himself for dinner with the boss. I mean, it seems like a pretty straightforward process. Most people would understand. Most people would understand. We're still working on our boar building, so we can't train the rest of this army just yet. And I think we're going to need to end a turn once we take care of, like old Snorko here. We can't block the army. It says success chance is too low. Wow, Balthasar must have some pretty good coverage. But we can try and assassinate this witch hunter. Come on, you gotta stab better than that, Porco. I expect excellent stabbing all the time. Is Balthasar trying to bypass me and get to Humeburger Helper? I think he is, and I don't much appreciate that. It doesn't come across the right way for me. Let's see. It says that he has like almost 100% chance of winning this. He might. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not convinced yet. Well, Balthasar Melt thinks it's a good idea to attack Humeburger Helper. You would think the name might let him know that he should steer clear of this one, especially after having seen what happened to its previous defenders. That's a nice try, though, Goblins. That's a nice try. Bit of a miss. Balthasar is kind of a small and scraggly target, though, so I can understand. Kind of hard to land You can see the Humies charging forward. They do have a few interesting units here. I think they have some Nordland Marines. They have some Eldred's Guard. And they've also got these Bordermen and the Knights of Moor. Now, interesting units, I said, but not necessarily units that are going to be particularly effective against my garrisoned Wa here. A garrison which is, in fact, pretty immense itself. 2 Black Orcs, probably 5 or 6 big uns. It's not going to be an easy beatdown here for the Humies. And already my men are well on the way into creating some more meat for the Humburger Helper. They have the Stir River Patrol here too, firing their flaming crossbows up at me. Just gonna try and steer clear of that for the moment. And I've got my my Doom Divers raining it down on these fiery bros. So you can see the Humies desperately trying to make it into the fortress. Some of them have decided that it's going to be a good idea to climb the walls, where they're going to be met by the biggest and blackest of orcs. Though Balthasar does lend them some aid, and he's going to create a bit of a problem here for me in the sense that as my units bunch up to defeat his, he can actually give me quite a bit of grief with his magic. So I'm going to be steering clear of his filthy hounds and his searing doom as best I can. I have a couple of boar boys and some trolls waiting, but you can see the searing doom just continues. And we know from my other Balthasar campaign that Balthasar can crank out a lot of metal magic in a battle, and I would assume that the AI is not going to be an exception to this. All around, though, my boyz is holding the walls, and Balthasar is going to get very, very gutsy here, and he's going to go for one of my Black Orcs, which is already a gutsy move. If by gutsy, I mean just straight stupid. But here comes all of my trolls and boar boys to trap him and give him the savage beating that he deserves. So Balthasar has now basically killed himself by landing, which is perfectly acceptable to me. I am moving some reinforcements over to this side of the walls because this is going to be a tough fight. There are some Eldred's Guard spears here, which pretty heavily armored spear unit, very cool looking one by the way, 95 armor, so that's going to be tough to cut through. And then there are also some great swords here, so they've also got significant armor because of Balthasar. So these are going to be some very difficult to defeat units. See Balthasar continuing to bombard. He dropped a Golden Hounds, which manages to sit right on top of all the guys that were attacking him, so he causes tremendous damage and manages to rout and almost save himself from this, but I had a spare unit of trolls with his name on it. Plus, we finally reached a Wa level of anger in this brawl, and Balthasar is going to feel the full wrath of it, despite continuously bombarding, rusting armor, and other things. Now my reinforcements have arrived to the other wall, and what little hope the Humies had, which was to hold out over here with their most elite infantry, they are now going to be in big trouble because there's even more Black Orcs to cut through their armor, and more big uns to cut through those units less armored. You see over here these Swords of Ulrich. Not too concerned about them. Well, they had a lot of those units here. Actually, wow, that is some fiercely impressive stats, actually. 57 melee defense and 51 attack. That is pretty dang good. These Humies actually came better prepared than I thought they would here. But nonetheless, I'm going to deal them a defeat. A defeat they won't soon forget. Teach Balthasar who's boss around here. Speaking of Balthasar, he did manage to get away and run, which is something that he excels at, being a Humie. But he did decide, you know what, I'll stop running away and come back and try and help out my troops. He is a pretty large coward. He's going to try and bombard me instead of fighting like a real boy. Like one of the boys getting in a proper scrap, he's going to use all of his fancy magics. So in the meantime, we'll pounce on his men. This draws him down, and then Balthasar will get a proper clubbing at the hands of my trolls. He may be able to melt armor, but he also gets melted by clubs in return. So he's not going to be loving life. But he does have a lot of time to think these days. See the main gates get breached, and the Knights of Moor are working their way in, but my archers are going to be ready to greet them, spewing Daka all over them as they are not even really sure where to charge because there's still trolls and boars. And then as far as the reinforcements go, where the Empire was enjoying an advantage, it is no longer an advantage, and they're beginning to be overwhelmed. Their swords of Ulrich routed, unable to hold together their leadership. They do have Marines still fighting over here, but I've got more boys ready, and the Empire is falling apart at this point. The Knights of Moor are being finished off. Just because they are called the Knights of Moor does not make them more better. Yeah, how'd you like that English? It's very Grom-esque. So this is going to be the end of Balthasar's attempt to retake Humburger Helper, while himself becoming a fine Humburger Helper dish. Balthasar melt anyone? With potatoes or noodles is the real question. Well, nice try, auto-resolve. Nice try. Well, and look here. Night Soil has the same issue. Oy. This one looks particularly difficult to stop, though, as those rocket launchers are going to be a considerable problem. A very considerable problem, and I don't think my rock lobbers can outrange them. Yeah, this one I'm not going to waste my time on. We'll just retake Night Soil. Make the humans Night Soil themselves again. Alright, we's ready for another one here. Losing Night Soil, I guess, will just, you know, add to the soil. Because there'll definitely be more excrement coming from the humans shortly. As they run and flee in terror. Let's see if we can attack the settlement here at Eilfart. There's a lot of humans here. Really? This is the best you can offer? Even the auto-resolve doesn't believe in you. That's pretty bad.
We're having these kids for supper.
That's pretty bad. Well, let's smash these gits.
Go Canuck wants some jam.
Well, Mr. Emil, I deploy in front of Cannon's Cordon is back. And this time he won't have Karl Franz to get in the way of the Krumpin that is indeed meant for him. And you'll notice off in the distance there is a mountain making its way towards his army. That's actually, in fact, Grom, folks. Don't be confused. Here he comes in all his glory. He'll be rolling straight into Emil here and put an end to this nonsense. I don't know who this guy thinks he is, standing in Grom's way more than once. You like how he's just eating a big shank of meat while being shot? I mean, how could you even get through all that blubber? Who needs armor whenever you just have layers and layers of blubber? And then as he's shot, no doubt the lead embeds itself into the blubber layer. And then Grom just becomes even more armored because he's absorbing all the metal that they're pumping him full of. So I mean, it's really a lose-lose situation. See the Mulcha here gonna toss the baseball here with the Sons abroad. They like a good game of ball. You can see Emil's done a good job with his cannons once again. That house over there is pretty indicative of what's happening to the entire Empire. On fire and getting shreked. Let you all enjoy some of this beautiful view here as Grom's Wad just absolutely shreds Emil. And takes Eilfart, as it will now be known. It is a gruesome sight for the humans, but really rather beautiful. It's kind of like Grom's works of food art, or fart as we know it. So they can't get enough food art. Do you like how old Emil here just took a giant stone baseball to the face? Now he's going to get a bunch of harpy teeth ammo. Come on, give us another wind-up and pitch there, Mulcha. Nope, not gonna happen. I think Emil's going down by the hands of the archers here. Oh, no, here comes the throw. Oh, just almost there, Mulcha, almost. I love the effort. A for effort. That's the end of Emil, at least for now. Who knows whether he was immortal, and if he is, we'll probably get the opportunity to kill him several more times. Well, at least the Kill Scribe's gonna have his work cut out for him. I mean, Grom's kind of breezing through this, but there'll be a lot of kills to count. I believe that's my settlement. I think I had established that earlier. I guess maybe I hadn't, because I forgot to name it Eilfart, but I mean, for goodness sakes, what What's a goblin got to do to get the message across here? See, look how easily this will change. See? I'll fart. See? Easy. Got it. Perfect. Excellent. Grom is pleased. I can't believe the Humies keep trying. I mean, do they not get it at this point? I don't understand what they're missing. They're trying to get, I guess, a rebellion going at the Great Tree here, but don't see that happening. The Lumberyard knows who it reports to, and they're not about to rebel against Grom. That's my takeout, by the way, you filthy stunties. Making Scrappiest have to walk all the way out here. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Gotta walk all the way out here just to prove to these losers who's boss. Let's see how our new army's going. These gits gotta do some more recruiting. We need these orc boar boy biggins. That's gonna take 4 more turns though before we're ready to do that recruiting here. Did we build any boar stuff anywhere else? I don't think we did. Yeah, I don't think we did, because we haven't needed them yet. We needs the boars now. Hey, we're getting close to another WA here, so this will be perfect timing for you all to tell me who gets the next WA. I know who needs a good WA over there, that's for sure. But maybe it's a WA against the Stunties. Maybe he wants to go take their capital city and teach them a lesson. I mean, the Empire is crumbling over here. I think Grom's asserting his dominance, that's for sure. So Gazpacho here, let's make him better at assassinate, and then we'll do block army. And speaking of assassinating and blocking armies, excellent. Block that army where they can't really go anywhere. And let's get our other McStabby over here, and let's block this army as well. Leveled up. Completed all of his specialties there, so we might as well give him this giant spider. I think he's earned it. Porco the Spider Rider. And let's see here. We can issue our commandment here again for some Camp Ruckus. Though actually, we don't think we need the Camp Ruckus here anymore. We just need to give it here. Income extortion rate. I think that should work. Hand it over. Here we do actually want to grow because the Reekland, so we're going to go with Camp Ruckus there. Let's see here. The Paunch can finish up his mob boss, which means that the upkeep for his troops will have been minimized at this point. So that will be pretty important for us. We need to make Alfart into a complete diarrhea storm there by building it up. What else we got? Scrappiest to Spider Git. Oh, so close to his beautiful spider. Goblin Tide. He doesn't have a lot of goblins in his army, though. Let's see. We're working on his magics, I think. Let's finish off Night Shroud. Finish up all his magic, not maggots, but he might have maggots too. That's pretty common for greenskins. Don't think that would be out of the ordinary, in fact. And then Patchy, the big gobbo boss here. Work on Specialist. Yeah, you gonna help Grom conquer the world or what? This is what I'm talking about. We're gonna confederate this git as soon as we get a chance.
I'm in charge here. What do you want?
How come we sounded like Grimgore? This is confusing, CA. No, I don't need your 500 gold there, Vampire. I expect you to pull your end. Well, a confederation of Reekland and Middenland, and then they wounded Gazpacho. And... oh no, just Gazpacho, my bad. I thought they got the Salty Stabba too. Or did they? No? Just Gazpacho that they've wounded. We've still got this crazy witch hunter riding around on top of a horse. I've never seen anything like it. There we go. Damage building success. We failed to wound him. Pulls all the messages up again as if we haven't read them already.
The whole world's gonna be crumbs.
I'm gonna finish off this goon so that he doesn't just come in right behind us and retake Islefart. And then I'm gonna be moving forward and go pay a visit Well, actually, I think we should lay an ambush here. Let's cover ourselves up and look like a small mountain. Or maybe even a large mountain, considering Grom's size. He could possibly be construed as a large mountain still. Ooh, Renowned and Feared. That's also awesome. So we got Renowned and Feared. Spread, wait a minute. Is that what I want? That's surely not what I want. The Fishy Tittle Muncha. She's still got other stuff up here. Let's keep making her harder to hit. I mean, how do you hit the Fishy Tittle Muncha when you're just sitting there getting bag battered non-stop? Doesn't seem like it's even possible, to be fair. Alright. Let's get Despite or Get. They have already resettled here. Well, it's okay. We can redecorate for them again. I guess they didn't get the message the first time. So, be happy to do some redecorating for them. And at Massive Gut, we got 3 turns before we can recruit some boars. Where it's about to have another WA. I think that's going to be all the time I have for this episode, so we've retaken the Stunty Takeout, but now we got to go back to Night Soil. We've got our other army underway. We'll need some help, I guess, prepping for the next steps here and knowing what you all want to do with this WA. Looks like Baltasar has already been assigned to yet another army over here, so it'll be a good thing we have another army, because look at this whole Montfort falling, so our vampire friend not pulling his weight. Well done. Well done indeed. So, should be fun. HeirofCarthage signing out of this one, and Grom will be back soon for your massive entertainment. Hope y'all enjoyed it.